Ahoy, hoy, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the O Show. I'm Owen. I'm here for your amusement. All right, so over the weekend, I was going to go see the new Conjuring movie, Last Rites, and I opted not to just because, from what I've been hearing lately, it's really long, number one. And number two, I guess it focuses a lot on the Warrens at the beginning and like their family and the daughter. And so I was like, okay, I mean, as long as it has something to do with the story, but I guess it does and it doesn't. But one reason I like the first and the second movie, I mean, I like the third one. The third one's okay, but if it's on, I don't care. But if either the first and second are on TV, like I stop and watch it no matter like what part of the movie is currently playing. But yeah, all that we love the first movies is really pushed towards the end of this movie, I guess. Which I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing, bad thing, but I guess after a while it's just a rinse and repeat, is what I'm hearing. So I didn't run to see The Devil Made Me Do It. I saw that in Minnesota with my friend when we went on a road trip. It started streaming, so that's when I saw it. So I think I may wait to streaming to see this one. Well, it is Monday, and according to Entertainment, it is the number one movie so far. So I will just say that. So congratulations. But anyway, part of the story is I get there and I change my reservation to Lurker. Okay, so I remember seeing the trailer for Lurker in some other movie I went to go see, and I was like, oh man, that looks pretty good. I hope it's not another what's that movie, Hurry Up Tomorrow with The Weeknd. Piece of shit movie. But looking at the trailer for this one, I'm like, it looks kind of good. And I think I saw the trailer again for a second time. So I haven't seen it a lot. I think I saw it twice beginning before another movie. And I almost forgot about it. So it wasn't until I got to the theater and I was walking, I saw the poster for it. I stopped and I was like, you know what? Let me cancel my ticket for this movie. I'm going to go ahead and reserve my ticket for this movie. So I'm actually kind of glad I did because, y'all, Lurker is so good. It's a really crazy movie. It just keeps you kind of guessing, like, what is this guy going to do next, right? Now, it is not like, I mean, there's other movies. I can't think of a lot. Like, the only one that keeps popping into my mind is that stupid John Travolta movie where he's a fan with a really bad haircut. He's like stalking this celebrity. It's nothing like that. But it is insane. So if you are interested in knowing what Lurker is about, let's continue. So the movie starts off in this clothing boutique somewhere in LA, and we see our main character. His name is Matthew, and he's played by Theodore Pellerin, who is like perfect for this role. Like he's like this perfect mix of shyness, awkwardness, creepiness, but all in a good way. So the only thing I remember him from is Beau is Afraid. I think he's in a lot more things, but I do remember he was in Beau is Afraid. So so this up and coming artist walks into a store one day with his little crew, and it's Oliver. Oliver is played by an actor named Archie Madaqui. I don't know how to say his last name, but it's this dude right here. I know him from Saltburn and what's that other movie he's in? Oh, Midsommar. That was a crazy ass movie. So yeah, so these are our main folk. So Oliver comes in, he's doing a little shopping, and so Matthew is a fan. But unlike everyone else in the store going like, oh my God, like I love you. Oh my God, can I take a picture of you? Matthew's like, I'm going to pretend I don't know this dude. So he puts on this song that he knows is the inspiration of Oliver's music. And Oliver's like, oh my God, who's playing this song? You like this? And there's this whole thing that leads to Oliver saying, well, come to my show, listen to my music, see if you like it. And his friend Jamie's standing there like, what the fuck just happened? Because Jamie's all like, oh my God, I'm a big fan. I love you so much. So Matthew goes to his show. He's backstage. I mean, there's like a whole like pants prank they pull on him. And from the moment they do this pants prank, you know what the vibe is of this movie. There's going to be a whole bunch of uncomfortableness. There's going to be a whole bunch of confusion. Are they on his side? Are they not on his side? Are they playing with him? Are they not playing with him? And reverse. Like, is this guy doing this to them? So, yeah. So he's watching the show, and we get to meet Oliver's assistant. I don't know if she's like an assistant or a manager. She's probably both. Because she's doing a lot for this guy. So her and Matthew are talking, and she's pretty much like, look, if you're going to be around, like, make yourself useful. Right? And, okay, that makes sense. Like, you got this artist, and, you know, he's not uber famous, but he has a following. Right? And so we don't need like 25 people like following this dude or being around in his house or whatever. So yeah, he gets invited back to the house. He hangs out with the crew. He's trying to fit in, but you know, awkward. And the next day he kind of comes over, and right away, all of a sudden, Oliver becomes Ollie in his mind. So Oliver has these two like black dudes as like they're part of his crew, right? And they're there all the time. And I don't remember people saying their names. And if they said their names, I don't even remember acknowledging that that's their names. I don't know. Now, one of the dudes I absolutely recognized. I was like, oh my God, I know who that is. I couldn't think of his real name, but I know him as Tariq from Abbott Elementary. But his real name is Zach Fox. Now, in this movie, according to the credits, his name is like Sweet or Sweat. I assume it's Sweat. So yeah, if they said Sweat, I would know that's his name. What? So anyway, Matthew comes in. He's all like, "Where's Ollie at?" And they're like, "Ollie? Like, what are you, one of his bitches?" Like, but it's so crazy because you're like, wait, it's been a day, and in his head, he already thinks he's to that part of the friendship where he could just shorten this guy's name and give him a nickname. Mm-hmm. But y'all, not even that. Like, there's moments of the movie where he quits his job. He's like, look. Someone asked him, like, can you work my shift? He's like, no, I can't work your shift. Oh, by the way, I quit. Because he figures he's going to be hanging out with Ollie all the time. Someone, like, now he's on, like, social media. He's in pictures, and people recognize him for hanging out with Oliver. And so people are like, oh, my God, like, I know you. You're hanging out with so-and-so, and how'd you do that or whatever? And then he's hearing stories of them, of Oliver and his crew, like, growing up. To the point where he's like, oh yeah, we all grew up together. So now he's like, he's lying to people. He's putting himself in events and places that he was never even a part of. And then on top of that, he lives with his grandmother. And one day they're like dancing and having a good time in the living room. And he gets a phone call and he shuts everything down just to take this call. It wasn't just oh, hey grandma, like, give me a minute. No, he was like, I don't know who this lady is in my house, but he goes into another room and talks on the phone. And it's literally like, no, I'm not doing nothing now. I can be there right now. I can be there right now. His grandmother's like, where's my dancing partner? He's like, shut up, grandma. Like, oh my God. Like, he is taking this shit seriously. And you still at this point, like, don't know, like, is he just a fan? I would say he's a fan, but you just don't know that level of like, where is his mind at right now? And that's one thing I like about this movie. Like, as we're still early on in the movie, but we're already at the point where you're like, at what point is he at? Where nothing else matters except just worshiping this dude. Like, what is the level of worship he's on? Like, is he beyond the point, or is he hasn't even scratched the surface yet? There's a scene where so Jamie is his friend that works at the store. He's talking to him, and he invites him to this house party that Oliver's is having. And I guess he figures like, well, okay, Jamie, come look and see how awesome and fabulous I am with these dudes. But then the attention starts going on to Jamie with the sweater that he's wearing. And so everyone's just like, oh my God, did you make that sweater? At first they're joking. He's like, yeah, I made it. I can make you guys one. They're like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. And so Matthew just sitting there just like, you can just see he's just, so the guys invite Jamie back. They're like, oh yeah, come back tomorrow. We're going to be doing this. And Jamie mentions it to Matthew, but Matthew's like, no, you don't need to come back. Like, no, they're just kidding. They're busy. Like, no. And Jamie's like, oh, okay. But then we realize the next day when Matthew comes to the house, Jamie's already there. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, oh, Oliver invited me to come to London. So Jamie's sitting there just like, what is happening? And you just know something's like, he is not taking this well. Like, I didn't, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh no, is he gonna like sabotage Jamie and poison him or something so that he doesn't make this flight to London? But no, it gets crazy. When they are on the plane, I believe the assistant manager lady, her name is Shy, I think is her name. And she tells them like, hey, don't tell customs that you're with us because you don't have a entertainment visa or something like that. So you'll mess it up for everyone. So just say you're just visiting a friend or you're sightseeing or whatever, right? So obviously Matthew is to tell Jamie this, but he doesn't. So they're going through customs and Jamie is oblivious to this whole like rule of the visa and he gets taken away by customs and no one notices this except Matthew. So they all get to like their destination and that's when they realize like, wait, where's your friend? And he's like, oh, I thought he was right with you. And she's looking at him like, what? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So Matthew's there because this whole time, Oliver, the reason Oliver wants him there is because he was talking to him one night. And he's like, hey, I think like you'll be good for like helping with this documentary. I had this documentary about, you know, me coming up and whatever, but I think you'd be good as like the photographer. Like, you have a camera? Go ahead and take video of us doing things. So that's really what Matthew is there to do. He just keeps kind of bumping heads with people. And the one guy working on the documentary, like computer wise, his name is Noah. And they were bumping heads at first and this and this and this. So the reason Matthew's there because Oliver was like, I want you to shoot the cover of the album. So they go to a photo shoot. Matthew is sitting there taking pictures and it walks Jamie with the assistant. So something must have got worked out at customs. Like, I don't know if it was the same day or a day later. It had to be like the same day. I don't know. But he's finally free. And not only does he have the sweaters for everyone, he brought them to London as a surprise for everyone. But he also kind of puts his 2 cents in on the pictures being taken because Oliver's looking at the photos taken. He's just like, I'm just not feeling it. And then Jamie starts coming in and having ideas. And then, of course, Oliver's like his ideas over Matthew's. And Matthew's like, what the fuck? So then Matthew thinks of an idea to, I don't know, cause an accident. So he gets his camera. He just pretends to just keep walking around, just taking like behind the scenes shots. Jamie is on top of a ladder, shooting Oliver from a top, right? And here comes Mr. Matthew, who accidentally bumps the ladder and just knocks it over, and now Jamie's wiped out, right? So the next day, Matthew wakes up and everyone is gone. Okay, like in sync. So he ends up flying back alone. And he has his grandmother pick him up from the airport. And on the way back home, he's like, oh, can you make a stop real quick? Of course, it's to Oliver's house. So he goes there, knocks on the door, and Shy comes out. And she's like, you should probably just take a break and leave. But he bursts in the door like, look, I'm accepted around here, okay? And he bangs on Oliver's door. Oliver's like, what the fuck's wrong with you, you weirdo? And he comes to the realization like, oh, I've been outed, right? Which is kind of a follow-up to an earlier scene where when the first night Matthew came to Oliver's house, they had like a group meeting and he kind of witnessed another guy in real time getting kicked out of the group. Like they were just like, bye, it's not working out. And he had to leave. So this happening to him now is just not working in his head. There's a scene where Matthew gets like a shipment of cameras and he's putting the cameras up around Oliver's house. Now he's not doing it on the low because someone is there with him. So at first you're like, oh, it's just to capture just real time, whatever, right? But yeah, Matthew thought up a plan at one point to have these girls come and visit Oliver at his show he was having. And he drugged their liquor. And I guess the girls went back to Oliver's place. And then we find out that it is now on the video of him doing something to these girls. But the gag is they are 16 years old. So now Matthew's like, I got this footage of you. You got to do what I say. Okay, that's not funny. But y'all, like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this movie made me just so uncomfortable. Which I have to say, this year, movies that are making me uncomfortable seem to be like the very good movies that I've been really, really enjoying. Definitely, what's that? Magazine Dreams? Like, so uncomfortable. I was squirming in my chair the whole time. And what was that other movie I saw? I don't remember what it was. But yes, this is definitely another movie that I'm like, oh my God, I just feel so wrong just watching this. It's crazy to see, like, at this point of the movie, how the dynamics have changed in this. Because, like, when we first see Oliver and his friends, they're all happy. They're living life. Like, we got this guy, we're supporting him. He's making this music. We're having fun. We're hanging out. We're doing this. We're doing that. And then here comes Matthew. And by the time we're at this part of the movie, everyone's just like, oh, he's around. Oh, he's still talking. Oh, like, and it's funny because he literally tells Oliver, like, look, I want to be here for like years. I want to finish your documentary, but I think we should film you for a couple more years. And what should be like, hey, I'm this guy in the entertainment business. I'm awesome. I'm cool. I'm having fun. Just becomes this miserable time of his life. That's not funny either. But there's a crazy scene where Oliver is trying to sneak into Matthew's room, which is not even his room. It's just the room where the computer and shit is at. But Matthew's sleeping in there. But he sees the hard drive, right? And he's like, oh, I need to get my hands on that hard drive because that's where the sex tape is at. But it's really weird because he comes into the room like late at night and he's creeping along the floor. But like the floor is so loud. My house is like that too. It's so old. Everywhere you step, like I can't be robbed because I would hear you. I'd be like, okay, I know you're here, robber. So, yeah, Matthew wakes up. He's like, what are you doing? And of course he oh God, he's caught. Like, what's going to happen? Someone's going to die right now. But he just sits in the bed like, hey, just checking on you. And then you think the Satan's going to turn one way, like their face is just like this close. And he's just like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it just totally flips. Like, all of a sudden, Matthew's wrestling with him on the ground, and you're like, oh shit, someone's gonna get beat up. But that's an awkward, really weird scene too. Oh my God. So yeah, now it's like, oh my God, is Oliver gonna get his hands ever on this hard drive? And at one point he does. They're on a tour bus going somewhere, and the bus pulls over one night, and the crew grabs Matthew out of bed, drag him off the bus, throw him to the ground, and just kick his ass. They're like, give us the passcode, and they beat the shit out of him. Where he finally gives up the passcode. Oliver goes to the computer and logs in, but he sees himself in this video that Matthew, I guess, decided he was going to direct because he's doing shit. Like, he's stopping the filming. He's starting it back up. It seems to be like his vision. But y'all, there's this song that Oliver is singing, and it's like, oh God, what is it called? What's the point of love and obsession? I think I'm saying it wrong. But it's actually a really good song. I need to download it. Like, is there a soundtrack to this movie? It was actually a really good song. And I love the theming of it because you're like, yeah, at one point, is it love or like obsession? But I was getting like shot with like paintballs. Like, it's super weird. But the ending of this movie just kind of just flips, like, because you wonder, like, okay, someone is literally going to die. Like, someone is going to die. But it's not that obsessed fan, like, I love you so much, I want to kill you thing that usually happens in movies. They actually finish the documentary. They go to the premiere. Oliver is a Grammy-nominated artist. And there goes Matthew on stage with him, and everyone's applauding his work. And then someone in the audience asks him, like, "Hey, you inspire me. Like, what do you think I should do to get to the point that you're at?" And right before Matthew answers, the film ends, which I actually liked. I liked the way the movie ended. I thought about it, and I was like, do I like this ending? But at the same time, you still have that feeling of like, what else did he put these people through before this movie was completed? Right? Are they back to being cool with him? Did he ever calm the fuck down to be cool? And I feel like the answer is no. I feel like they're just. It can also kind of mean like, you hear those stories of people who are making it big and you're all rich and famous and you got number one hits, but the artist is still miserable because of the music industry. That's just I'm just saying. I'm trying to think like, sometimes I usually hate movies where you have to think about what the ending means. I didn't pay money to think, but I don't know. I think this was a really good movie. I do like the concept. I did put myself in this situation of, if this was me, how would I act? I mean, there was a whole point where Matthew is like washing dishes. He's doing people's laundry. He's clearing the table. He's setting the table. He's cleaning the floors. Again, to be useful, because I feel like we all have that fantasy of like, maybe one of our friends, if not yourself, is the one who's famous. What are you going to do? Like, oh, we just hang out all day and we party, we do this, we do that. Sounds like a great time. But when you ever got that opportunity to be in someone's crew, how do you act? What do you do? I mean, so fast how he tried to get accepted by these dudes, and especially these two black guys, and they're just looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, what is your problem? And then at one point, do you say no? Do you turn the person away? And there's always that idea in the back of your mind, like, are they going to retaliate? Are they going to come back? Are they going to frame me? Like, what do they have anything on me? Do they have pictures? Do they have this? And I mean, it was just all that in this movie. So yeah, you really got to know who's in your crew. Like, it's fun and all, but at one point, like, when do you say, you know what? No, that was just the one day, like, bye. And not leave that person on. Because Matthew's filming Oliver really early on in the movie, and I guess Oliver has opened up to him like he's never done before. And he says, that's crazy. I'm telling you all this. Maybe you're my best friend. And like, that right there is probably the worst thing you could say. Because everything after that, Matthew he just flips, right? So yeah, that is the movie Lurker, you guys. I really, really enjoyed this movie. There's something in my eye. But if you ever get a chance to watch it, again, if you're still watching, I still say go watch it. I'm just letting you know what's happening. There's other things that happen in this. I ain't tell you everything, but or did I? Oh shit. But yeah, you really got to see this movie to understand what I'm talking about as far as the creepiness and the unsettling of things. So, what would I give Lurker? I'm gonna give it 4. I really enjoyed this movie. I had a good time. There are some funny parts. It's not funny, but there's that nice number of times where the creepiness is cut by like something funny that someone either says or does. Yeah, I really enjoyed myself watching it. So I guess I'm kind of glad I saw this instead of The Conjuring. I don't know. Maybe The Conjuring's good. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll talk about that later if I do see it. So, cheers. Okay. Yes. 4 shots to this movie. All right. So if you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments. What were your thoughts? Like, especially like with the ending and things like that. Like, again, that's just my perspective. I don't know. But what were your thoughts on this whole build up? Like, it's so much. There's so much happening in this movie, but it's good. If you have not seen the movie, do you want to see it still? Again, I do recommend going to see it. All right. So, in the meantime, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next episode. So, until then, TTFN.